Good day and welcome to yet another edition of Practical Research with Practical Guide to Research with Awaah, sorry. In today's edition, we'll be looking at components of a good abstract. An abstract is a precise summary of a manuscript, thesis, dissertation, project work, and related academic pieces of writing, usually in less than a page. There are instances where some do it more than a page, depending on the requirement of the organization, the university, or the funding agency of the work that you may be submitting to. Usually, the writing is continuous and not paragraphed, clearly incorporating the underlisted. The underlisted here would mean these 8 components. We'll come to them shortly. Note that abstracts could be structured, that is with subheads, or unstructured without subheads. So a good abstract should have an introductory sentence, the purpose of the study clearly outlining the problem intended to be solved, state the significance of the study, the theory on which the study is anchored. Usually a lot of scholars do not add that. The methodology adapted for the study. Let me quickly say that if you did not use any theory, point number 4 may not apply. You need to also state the finding of the study, recommendation, and keywords. Now, before we go to the practical version of this particular tutorial, it is important to look at the issues of structured and unstructured abstracts. Usually, structured abstracts have subheads in which all of these the first 7 are populated. So structured abstracts usually will have such headings like purpose, methodology, finding, practical implication, originality, value, etc., etc. Subheads with contents right below them. So we call those structured abstracts. And unstructured abstracts are just flat. You have a heading, and then the contents here highlighted are written in a systematic manner. A lot of this is not cast in stone. Usually from point 2 onwards, depending on the author, the purpose could come before stating the significance, the theory, but all in all of these contents must reflect in the abstract. So we go straight to action. Clearly, this is an unstructured abstract. Why is it an unstructured abstract? It is because it just has the abstract heading and all of the contents populated here. So we would see how these authors wrote their abstract. The study of public administration is widely considered essential for the development of Africa's public sector. What do we learn from that? It means there is an introductory sentence. So we'll go back to it again. African university managers need to know if previous knowledge, group studies, wideness of syllabus, and difficulty to follow textbooks through slides influence the difficulty of students in the understanding of public administration. So here again, the author is trying to establish the need for this study. Failure to establish this precludes African universities from understanding the possibilities of these variables affecting students' understanding in the study of the course. This can impede efforts geared at making students understand the course and apply it for the development of the continent's public sector. Here, what you see here, that the authors are trying to convince us about the significance of the study. We've scanned studies in the area of difficulties in the study of the course, so they are not telling us that there is a gap. There may be studies, but they are not many, so there is a gap. This study will add to the literature with detailed proofs of aspects of the concepts students find difficult in the study of the course. The study is anchored on the transformative learning theory and adapts the explanatory sequential research approach using a sample of N650 from five African universities. So where the study is anchored on transformative learning theory, so the theoretical base is highlighted here, and adapt the explanatory sequential research approach. Here it also tells us the methodology and the sample used from 5 African universities. Using frequencies and chi-square, data analyzed found significant difference in the concepts observed, that is politics, blah, blah. So they are telling us the finding here. And finally, they say appropriate remediating measures have been proffered to ease the difficulties in the study of public administration in African universities. So these are recommendations, but they haven't expressly stated them here, but they are indicative of the fact that these are in the document proper or the work. So if you have a full version of this paper, you see that beneath this, you see keywords. For that is the eighth or the last part of my suggestion for writing a good abstract. So that is for the first example, and we will go on to the second example, that is a structured abstract. So you see abstract here, it tells us the purpose, design methodology approach, findings, practical implications, and originality values, and clearly you also see keywords. So ladies and gentlemen, what does he say about the purpose? Students' career choices and programs of study are perceived to influence students' understanding of many courses. So this is the introductory statement. Yet research attention is limited on entrepreneurship education. That is a panacea for unemployment. So the researchers here are establishing the problem or the gap. Thus, this paper aims to assess the influence of students' career interest on students' comprehension level of the entrepreneurship curriculum from a developing economy's perspective. So they are telling us the purpose of the study. So methodology, design methodology approach, here they clearly indicate that the study adopts a mixed method approach. Explanatory sequential design is used to collect the data from 575 students studying entrepreneurship course in Ghana. Here you see the findings, reflecting what the study found, practical implications and originality value, and almighty keywords. So you can find this paper online, so you may want to benchmark it or use it as a practical guide if you do not have others already. I want to appreciate you for watching today's version of my guide to research, and I'll see you again in the next video.